Hey y'all, welcome to another edition of the Mo Show. I'm super excited for today's show. This is episode 4. The lady that I have on today is no other than my lovely mother. She created me, literally. Welcome, mother. How you doing?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. So good to see you. And we're gonna have a good time, and we're gonna get into some real questions. We're gonna have some time to reflect over our lives and hopefully give people a little bit more understanding about who I am, who you are, how amazing you are, and hopefully just give them some really good information. Let's start from the beginning. You had me at 16 years old, but I was actually your second son, as you know, and then you had 2 others by the age of 20. Can you just kind of take me back to being teenage Joy Brown?
I would never forget. It was a Saturday morning, and I had breakfast, and I threw up everywhere. And I'll never forget Mama telling me, "You pregnant?" And I was like, "No, I'm not." And she was like, "Yes, you are." So at that moment, life changes. It's a reality. Here I am, gonna be 14 years old, and I'm gonna produce a child, and I'm gonna be a mother. And it's at such a young age, that's kind of disturbing. So I cried a lot. I cried almost every day. And so then Martez comes, and then 2 years later, here comes Marika's. And so it's a whole different conversation with my mother at that point. And so some things transpired between me and her, not bad, but she just made me grow up. I had to step up to the plate and, take the responsibility of being a teenage mother.
I mean, that's a lot of pressure to think that a 18-year-old have to not only take care of herself, but those 3 boys that you had. Walk me through the decision that you made to allow me and Martez, my oldest brother, to go stay with Aunt Diane and Uncle Jimmy.
Here I am, young. I had 4 boys, and I was getting ready to actually move out of the apartment that I lived in and move to another home. And so to be stable, to have stability, it was just a better move for y'all to go stay with your Aunt Diane and Uncle Jimmy at the time. And even though my heart wanted y'all with me at that time, I just knew that was probably the best decision for you all at the age that y'all were at.
That's a lot of wisdom on your part, because I can only imagine, the feeling of being attached to your children, having, raised us up to that point. It definitely was a change, and, it helped in a lot of ways. And, for you to point out and have the wisdom to see how that will help us and mature as young kids, that's really neat to hear, because it did. Aunt Diane and Uncle Jimmy were very established in their marriage, and their principles in which they led their life by was some of the best that you can. And so they was able to feed that into us. One of the big things that's in the media right now is Ahmaud Arbery and his murder, his lynching, this modern day lynching that we just seen that happened back in February, but just coming to light and seeing that horrific video. As a mother of 4 boys, can you give us a perspective, or give me a perspective of raising 4 Black young men here in South Carolina?
Where we are now is probably worse than it was when you all was teenagers, but it was still a presence there of that as a Black young man, that, you had to do things different because it wasn't given to you, or it wasn't going to be easy for you. So I just had this mindset that y'all was going to be good. Like, y'all was just going to be these young men, and to protect y'all. I wanted y'all to make the right decisions. I wanted y'all to do things. And I think when sports came along for you all, it was a sense of security for me, because I felt like y'all not going to be out in the streets. And one thing I can truly say, y'all wasn't always the ones to go and hang out. Y'all didn't ask to go to the parties, or you might have went to 1 or 2 here or there, but because y'all played sports, y'all was so active, and then y'all was around the guys that y'all played sports with. So it was more for me a sense of security with sports. You hear about the Trayvon Martins and the different young men that things was happening to. So I just always worried about y'all getting pulled over by the police, you know. And I think a couple times I shared with, especially Martez, because he travels a lot. I was like, if the police pull you over, don't say nothing, don't worry, you just do what they say do, because I had a presence of being fearful for your lives just being Black young men in America, and not just police, but just in general. I was always fearful because you was a football player that somebody would try to provoke you to do something. And so I was constantly always thinking and praying, that y'all was covered and that y'all didn't get in no trouble.
To be at where we are now, and then seeing the hatred and the vitriol that we consistently see and too often see right now, given where we have progressed as a country. You want to continue to build and move forward, and to find ourselves constantly here. I think we got to start asking ourselves, when are we going to mature? Right. When are we going to move past this mindset that's really weak? It's really weak, that you're going to take someone's life or wish bad on someone just simply existing as they came into earth. Because ultimately, no one raised their hand and said, I'm coming here as Mo Brown, you coming as Joy Brown, or, you coming here as Tyler Matthews, our digital creator here that's recording this thing, and who's a white male. No one made that decision. So why is there so much contention around just being? And I think as a country, we got to challenge ourselves to be better. So who gave me my nickname, Mom?
Oh, Lord, your youth football coach, because he couldn't pronounce your name, so he started calling you Mo, and it stuck like a sore thumb, and it went with you the rest of your life.
It's still to this day. What is one of my pet peeves?
Oh, you don't like people that tell lies. You don't like that. And
that's probably.
And integrity is very important to you. So
yeah. You're right on. It's no need to lie. That's the way I see it. It just beat the whole point of communication. What's my favorite color?
Ooh, you used to like that green color.
That's true. What book did I hate to read without Diane?
Ooh, and was a crybaby with it. Like, she could say, Mo think Marika's went Mo back then.
Yeah.
She didn't call you Mo either.
She did.
She'd be like, that Marika's don't want to read. It was the big toe.
Favorite pastime?
Favorite pastime. Oh my God. You're kin to your mom, and we love to do this. Like, we believe in sleeping.
Gotta get your rest.
Gotta get your rest. I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna do it all. I gotta get my sleep in.
You lost your son roughly 10 years ago, and then you just recently lost over the last 3 months your sister and your mother. How are you able to process those significant events and keep and find strength to keep pressing on?
With Xavier, to help me with him, the focus was never on me. I was worried about everybody else and how they were going to handle his death, including you. You were off at college, didn't know how I was going to tell you. There's a truth in that somebody else can feel your pain and your hurt and your heart. And my friends actually carried the burden of Xavier for me.
Oh, wow.
And that I was able to sleep. I was able to, and it was over a year after he had passed away that it just kind of hit me in my guts one day. I was just driving down the road, and reality was Xavier ain't never going to run up and kiss me again. Xavier's never going to hug me again. I found my strength in knowing I had 3 other sons that I had to still be strong for. So I couldn't lose my focus in this world, because Xavier wouldn't want me to.
Right.
And then losing Diane. So I had really mixed emotions about Diane, because I really wanted her to be here for you. I wanted her to see you become congressman. I already say you're going to win. Who don't believe in their child? I believe in my son.
Right. Yeah.
And
Thank
so,
you,
and mom passing away, and then she died on Diane's birthday. But it's like I prepared for that as well. Of course, it's hard because it's my mom. You never want to lose anybody that you love. But at the same time, I take strength in knowing that she wouldn't want me to stop being 100% Joy.
To see your strength and to know that folks was calling you and you end up consoling them about, the loss of your own son or, your sister, even with Granny, you taking care of her as she was going through COVID. And we can go into that and have a whole conversation about, that experience and why people need to be taking that virus very serious because it just kills so viciously and it detaches you from your family and you can't really love them like you should. But through it all, like you said, that notion that what would they want us to do to continue to move forward was always the spirit, not only of you, but of our family. And I think it has sustained us and it continues to even to today. I'm campaigning here. We're talking here. You're smiling you got a smile on your face. And that's just who we are. Who's the best athlete in the family?
Of course, me. What? Like, really? You really have to ask the question?
We give it to you, Mama. We give it to you.
You can't be the athlete that you are if I'm not the athlete that I am. Right.
Yeah, well, my daddy was a pretty good athlete too, but
okay.
We'll give it to you right now, Mama. You got
okay,
it. It's Mother's Day. Really just want to say thank you, Mama. Again, happy Mother's Day. And
thank you.
Just want to tell you how proud I am of you. I know you talk about me, but your strength, your wisdom, your stick-to-itiveness, and us growing together and the love that we have for one another. I can't be more proud, and I love you. And so
love you too.
Hey,
but I know we're getting ready to go, but I got to show this cool moment. I hope y'all can see this. I have an original Mo Brown when it said Mo Brown. Jersey. Can you see it?
Let's go. My biggest cheerleader.
That's original. Yay.
I love it.
All right. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Right.
Love you.
Mwah. I just want to say thank y'all for tuning in for the 4th episode of the Mo Show, and happy Mother's Day to all of the great mothers out here. Thank you for being who you are to all of us.